Yeah, we vibing. Yeah, yeah.
Chapter 89 of Jinx. Baby. Okay. Oh, mothering. Why? You knew what you were doing. Again. You strike again. Okay. I feel like Heesung and Mr. Joe's dialogue needed to happen. Every now and then, Mr. Joe needs to be reminded what type of bastard he was and never forget how he was to Dr. Dan. I feel like he sung always keeping it a buck with Mr. Joe, but also keeping his secret, well, their secret, him and Dr. Zan. But I also love the fact that he sung always reminds Mr. Joe that what he's doing, he's not doing for him. Everything he's doing is for Dr. Dan because he knows Dr. Dan is a good person and that he doesn't deserve Dr. Dan, which is actually the fact. It is a fact. Even though we want them to be together, it's a fact that Dr. Dan is too good for Mr. Joe. And it is the truth, but they make such a good mix, baby. And even though someone may be too good for the other person, doesn't mean that person is not worthy of something greater than them. Okay? This dialogue right here, though, the fact that he sung was basically somewhat trying to clock Mr. Joe's teeth, basically. You know, he's trying to smooth Dr. Dan. You know, he's trying to date him on the low, i.e., that cute dinner date. Okay, he's trying to date him on the low. It's like he sung was clocking Mr. Joe's tea and he was getting upset about it. But at the end of the day, the fact that he sung was like, Dr. Dan ain't that dumb to get with you actually, like to take you actually seriously. And I feel like I said, these moments need to happen to Mr. Joe. At the end of the day, we never forget. We just in our forgiving moment. But Mr. Joe did treat Dr. Dan bad and he's in his redemption era and we're eating it up. But like I said, every once in a while you need to be reminded. So therefore he'll come a bit harder, okay? And the fact that at the end of it, because him and he song, this is how they communicate. This is how they communicate, and I eat it up because they read between the lines with each other. Low key, I feel like their dialogue was like he sung telling Mr. Joe, listen, if you really gonna take Dr. Dan seriously, like be with him seriously, you need to do better. And Mr. Joe was like, I already know that. I already know I was the scum of the earth and I'm working on it. If you read between the lines of their conversation. So secretly, that's what that dialogue was saying. That's how I received it. Okay? Baby, when Dr. Dan had his pretty woman moment, Dr. Dan was in his Julia Roberts era right here, right here. Okay, he was in his Julia Roberts era, pretty woman. The fact that Mr. Joe was so smitten, taken aback by his man in a suit, baby, I ate it up. I love seeing these moments of Mr. Joe where he's not depicted as being so perfect in these moments. Like he's choking on water because his man looks so good. Like trying to pretend like he's big, bad, and tough. And low key, he is really afraid of heights at the theme park. Like I like these moments where he's showing a little bit of imperfection and vulnerability because he likes Dr. Dan. And it's like we're getting all of Mr. Joe because Dr. Dan is the person that he can be his whole self, unapologetically, like all sides of himself to him. So I'm eating it up. I'm eating it up. Now, before him trying on the suit, okay, I noticed when Mr. Joe brought up the reason why he was taking Dr. Dan to go buy him a suit because he knew Dr. Dan would buy himself a cheap suit. And when once Mr. Joe pointed out that, he would need a new suit to go on his job interviews, baby, the way Dr. Dan looked, like, oh my God, we getting close to the end, and you're right. I'm gonna have to apply to a new job. And you're right, I'm gonna have to go on interviews. He looked like how Mr. Joe looked every time he brings up him leaving soon. So now we see Dr. Dan is now officially hesitant about leaving this man. Officially hesitant. He doesn't look like he's ready to pack up and go because he's having so much fun. And I'm loving it. Like, I'm loving the fact that Dr. Dan, you now starting to get a little hesitant, baby. I'm eating it up. Keep being hesitant. Keep being hesitant. Oh my God. I was like, look at you, Dr. Dan. You falling into the raptures of Mr. Joe's love. I ate it up. I ate it up. Now this this date and the fact that Ming, baby, Ming, Ming, this right here, you knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing with this dialogue. Want me to treat you like a Hyung? It's like dangling $1 million check in front of your food jobs. We were getting this close to this man calling Dr. Dan Hyung. So so you got so you did us like that. You did us like that. Okay. I hope we getting close to this man calling Dr. Dan Hyung. Because at this point, Dr. Dan wants him to call him Hyung too. I'm just saying. Oh my God, the way I was clutching the pearls I don't have, thinking this man was going to call Dr. Dan Hyung. I feel like we're getting close. Mother Mingwa, I feel like you just dangling in front of us a little bit. And then you're gonna be like, okay, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. But baby, when you give it to us, honey. Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe don't miss a beat. He is not playing. He sung took his man to a fancy restaurant before him. I love how Dr. Dan cleaned that shit up real quick. Like, no, yours is better though. He sung, you done messed up again without actually physically messing up. Like, you messed up without even being in the building. I don't feel like Mr. Joe was going to let this go. I feel like this may be brought up later that you took his man to a fancy restaurant. But I loved it. I ate it up. Possessive Mr. Joe. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's talk about this date. Oh my God, it ate it up. The fact that they were drinking wine, and at first Dr. Dan didn't want to drink the wine because he said, you like, remember, I'm not supposed to drink. And Mr. Joe said, the doctor said, it's okay if you have a drink or two as long as you don't overdo it. And he was like, it's nothing wrong with you just getting a little bit loose. Just have a little drink, you poo. You'll be fine, baby. I'm loving it. Dr. Dan is loosening up. Mr. Joe noticed that he's smiling at him the way he wants him to smile at him. It is such a beautiful panel. I enjoyed this panel. Like, to see these two like this, they have come such a long way. And to see that they can sit at a table and this man act like a civilized person, having dialogue with a person, like actually enjoying laughter of a moment and a memory that they have with each other. I ate it up. Ming gave us all the sweetness. You know she had to end the chapter with a sour. Okay. I would not have foreseen Dr. Dan's dark past coming to the light, but with every great story, all darkness gotta come to the light, no matter who it belonged to, okay? Now we see, at first when this person is brought up, I was like, who the fuck is that old man? Because we see Mr. Joe is the one that notices this man staring at their table. And what catches Mr. Joe's eyes, you already know how Mr. Joe feels about Dr. Dan. And it looked like this man is directly staring at this man. So for the fact that Mr. Joe don't know who this man is, come the next chapter, this is my bit of a prediction of what's gonna happen. I feel like Mr. Joe is not gonna have no problem asking Dr. Dan why this man is staring at him, being that he doesn't know who he is. So he doesn't have no qualms of keeping a secret. But it looks like this man is like deeply engulfed, entranced in the ambiance of Dr. Dan. So I don't know if he notices Mr. Joe or he's just caught up in the fact that it appears that Dr. Dan is doing so well in his life after what he did to him. So he's curious on what type of work he's doing. I don't know, but the fact that this man is just sitting here staring at Dr. Dan, he's creating a situation that he's really gonna think twice about on why he even started the situation. To remind us exactly who this is. This is the doctor who tried to push up on our baby Dr. Zan, and Dr. Zan was like, no. And he lost his job, and the reason trickling down the line, he ended up with Mr. Joe. Now, I'm trying to remember if Mr. Joe knows the story or if he doesn't know about the story. No matter whether he knows or he doesn't know, as soon as he find out who he is in the context or, put together the context of who he is, because at the end of the day, we don't know what type of reaction Dr. Dan is going to have once he sees this man. Mr. Joe is very aware of Dr. Dan. Like he's heightened of all of Dr. Dan's emotions and facial expressions. And if Dr. Dan show a slightest ounce of fear or trauma or terror looking at this man, I don't know what's gonna happen to this man and how Mr. Joe is gonna take it. Mr. Joe knows how Dr. Dan is feeling by the vibrations of his breath at this point in time. He don't even have to look at that man. The vibrations from his breath, he can tell whether Dr. Dan is under distress or happy. That's how caught up he is into this man. He don't have to say nothing. So I, to a point, don't even think Dr. Dan would have to say anything. I think Dr. Dan just needs to look at this man, look like he is petrified, or whatever the case may be, and then all shits is just gonna go poof. I'm just like, oh my God, this man don't know. He doesn't know what tree he's barking up now because Dr. Dan got protection and his protection is sitting right across from him. Also, he's learning to protect himself. Catch that, T. Oh, Mother Meanwhile, you knew what you were doing. We busy up here talking about Mr. Joe's, his dirt, his demons. We forgot about Dr. Dan's little demon. I don't think he's gonna be too much of a problem, but then again, you never know. I ate up this chapter. I can't wait for the next chapter. Guys, if you checked out the recent chapter of Jinx, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of the chapter and let me know what you think about all of this. How you think all of this is going to play out? Because I did not foresee him coming back into the. I really didn't feel like Dr. Dan's whole situation with the hospital would be such a big thing to make a return at some point in time in the story. But baby, I am never opposed of extra helpings at the dinner table with Mother Maywow. So bring it on. Bring it on. I'm into it. Drop your comments below and let me know.
She's the hippie with the drip, straight New York on the lips. Sage burning while she's scrolling through the sweetest little ships. Fresh tea, hot take, she gon' break it down clean. Be a glow in the aura like a neon dream. City soul with that cosmic touch. Every episode hits smooth as such. Sexy, flirty, witty too. If you know, then you're Fujo crew.